If my high school had a Yelp review, it would be 2 stars. Not because the education was bad, but because the emotional damage was immaculate. Flickering lights, hallway drama, and way too many personality arcs for people who were still asking to go to the bathroom. Yeah, let's talk about it. Hey, I'm Panda, and welcome to the Panda Chronicles, the podcast where I open the notebook of my life and read the pages exactly how they were written: messy, funny, reflective, and way too honest for daytime hours. I'm a writer at heart, a creator who thinks too much, and someone who's lived enough life to have stories I had to sit with before I could tell them out loud. In this space, we're talking about everything: the high school chaos, the friendships that shaped me, the mental health battles, the love lessons, and the work-life madness of being a real human in a very loud world. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and come sit with me. This is the Panda Chronicles, and page 1 starts now. So, if my high school had a Yelp review, baby, it would have been a solid 2.3 stars, and that's only because the vending machine slapped on a good day. Walking through those halls felt like somebody mixed a science fair with a telenovela and then turned the lights down low just to keep things interesting. The drama had seasons, plot twists, side quests, and somehow my life was always the mid-season cliffhanger: who I thought I was. When I look back, I really thought I had myself figured out. In my head, I was the smart one, TM, the kid who should have been in advanced classes, solving mysteries, wearing glasses for no reason, that whole aesthetic. But in reality, I was floating somewhere between academically gifted and why can't I talk to people like a normal human being. Trying to understand my peers felt like deciphering an alien language. I was focused on learning and surviving, not socializing. So the version of me I imagined did not match the kid actually walking those halls. Who I was pretending to be freshman year. I was out here auditioning for a role that wasn't even mine. I tried to be likable, approachable, friendly. The girl who blends in and chirps a casual hey in the hallway like she wasn't dying inside. But honestly, I wasn't a people person. Opening up felt like trying to download an app on dial-up internet. Slow, stressful, constantly crashing. Pretending to be social high-key felt like wearing shoes 2 sizes too small. The characters in my personal teen sitcom. If my life back then were an anime, I'd be somewhere between Kagamo and Orihime. Akamo, because I was headstrong and tried to hold everything together even when I had no business doing so. Orihime, because I looked a little spacey at times, but underneath that, I was actually smart. Just not always synced up with real-world timing. My brain stayed in its own universe while everyone else was being normal. The moment life humbled me like it had a recurring alarm set. I'd get a little confidence, maybe even start feeling like the main character, and then, boom, background music would kick in, everything would go blurry, and suddenly I was at rock bottom wondering, girl, how did we get here? It always felt like 1 minute things were steady, not perfect but steady, and then the other shoe dropped from the sky like a meteor. High school taught me real quick that stability is one of those things you don't truly appreciate until life snatches it like an iPhone on 1% battery. The tiny wins that felt like Oscars. One of the biggest wins of my entire life actually came much later, when I started my business. I had just gotten out of the mental hospital right before COVID, standing there with my life in pieces, and I said, you know what? Let's turn this into something. Let's build something. And I threw every skill I had, and a few I definitely did not have yet, into creating a business. A chaotic, beautiful business that became my lifeline. That was an Oscar-level win. That was me reclaiming myself. Present day me looking back. And now, when grown woman me looks back at all of this, I see how every awkward hallway, every friend I couldn't relate to, every drop to rock bottom, every tiny victory shaped me. I don't regret any of it. Not one choice. Sometimes I wish I had done things differently. Sure, who doesn't? But regret isn't part of the story. Growth is. And this episode, this is me finally giving younger me her flowers and letting her know she made it. Thanks for spending this time with me. If anything in this episode made you laugh, think, or feel a little less alone, then we did exactly what we were supposed to do. Remember to breathe, drink some water, and be gentle with yourself. Life is already doing enough. I'm Panda, and this has been the Panda Chronicles. I'll meet you on the next page.